Hello my friends and welcome to another exciting episode of Tech Tuesday. For those who still may not know me, my name is Joshua Haynes, and every Tuesday I talk about technology to make your life a lot simpler. Are you actually too afraid or nervous to actually make purchases using apps such as Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, or even the ancient Craigslist? Well, if you're one of these people, I highly suggest you to watch today's video. Today I'm actually going to be going over 4 specific ways to safely buy and sell using apps such as these. So without further ado, let's get into it. So tip number 1, I always highly suggest, especially when you're new to this industry, I highly suggest you to actually avoid transactions that don't involve local buyers or sellers. Since you're starting out fresh using these apps, I don't want you to waste time trusting strangers and actually putting yourself at harm's way by first paying them money that they may not actually give you the goods for, and second, to actually give them your home address and putting your security at risk. Keep in mind these are strangers, and just because they say they will do something doesn't mean that they will actually do it and keep you safe in the same interest. So I strongly suggest you to actually avoid transactions that don't involve local buyers and sellers. Alright, so tip number 2, check out the buyer and seller's profile. This is a big mistake for a lot of people who actually contact people who want to purchase their items. They don't check out their profile and they don't look at their reviews. Therefore, they waste a lot of time when they're contacting them, or they waste a lot of time by not even having the people show up to actually meet them to make these item purchases. So on Facebook Marketplace, for example, you're able to see their selling and buying profile and reviews. You can also see their personal page. I highly suggest you to check it out before messaging them, just so that you have an indication of the person they are, and just to make sure that their profile is actually legit and is not just made for making purchases or selling items. You want to make sure they're a real person and get an idea of who you're dealing with before you actually contact them, so that you're not wasting time, dealing with them and making sure that they will actually meet up once you do decide on a specific location. Tip number 3. Always inspect the items before making any forms of payments. You always want to see the goods. This goes back to tip number 1 when I said that you want to avoid transactions that don't involve local buyers or sellers. By being local, you're able to actually see the goods before purchasing it. You're actually able to test it out. If it's electronic, I highly suggest you to go to a local Starbucks where there's outlets that you can use for free, just to test it out, just to make sure everything is working as they say it is. Always for Apple products, just a side note, if you're actually making an Apple purchase, I always do a diagnostics. I ask them for a diagnostics before even meeting up with them. I also ask them for the serial number so that I can look it up on the Apple website, just to make sure it's a valid purchase and if it's under warranty or not for Apple Care. As a side note, if it is under warranty, you're able to have them request to change the Apple Care warranty to a new person if they do sell it to you. So that's something you want to keep in mind too. You always want to inspect the items before making any purchases. So see the goods before making any forms of transactions. If it's electronic, plug it in, make sure everything is working. So tip number 4 is very important. I highly want to suggest safety. So tip number 4 is to actually meet the buyer or the seller in a public space. This is very important. You don't want to isolate yourself. You don't want to meet the person when it's late at night, when it's dark outside. Just keep it open and well-lit areas, so when there's a lot of people around, coffee shops, parking lots where there are a lot of people and customers, that's always okay too. So for me, I like Target parking lots sometimes, Starbucks. There's a lot of different locations where you can meet up people and actually, make a transaction. So always keep it to a public location. Another tip for you guys is to actually share your location with a friend. Give them the name of the person that you're meeting and a time that you're going to meet them and the location, so that you feel like you're more protected. You can also take it a step further and have them on the phone with you while you're meeting up the stranger to make a transaction, so that you feel like you're more protected and more safe. You can also go in pairs if you really want to, just depending on your comfort level. Thank you so much for watching today's Tech Tuesday video. I hope the information I presented to you gives you good, effective ways to safely buy and sell using these online platforms. Also, let me know if you want me to make another video specifically for purchasing electronics using these online platforms. I could make another video for you guys to avoid pitfalls that other people have made as well as I've made when I make electronic purchases. And I could kind of give you a guide of what I look for when I'm making these purchases. How do I find a good price point? And, how to test these devices when you are making these purchases in a short time period. So let me know if that's a video you're interested in watching. I can make it for you guys. But as always, thank you for watching today's Tech Tuesday video. And I look forward to seeing you next week on Tech Tuesday. See you later.